everybody, it's Tommy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to start what I've talked about in the last months of videos of doing an idea journal. And I noticed that a lot of people, when they do their idea journals, they actually like purchase someone else's journals, or they have a journal that they've made on camera or whatever, and then they start using that as an idea journal. And a lot of people have way more than one because they start getting very, very full. And anyways, I recently purchased a digital from Cheryl Francis that I fell in love with, and it was these flowers. Mind you, Cheryl's digitals are half page, so they're 5.5 by 8.5. And what I did is I opened up a document in Photoshop and I printed two together. So I printed this one, then I opened this one and opened this again, flipped it around so that I would get these together. And then I printed them together. So that's the first step that I did. And originally, when I started this, I thought, when I started printing pages, I thought I'll have 3 signatures. My typical 8 pages in a signature. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought, oh my goodness, if I do that and I want to put ephemera and makes and pockets and belly bands in every signature, it's an idea book. So there won't be like a lot of journaling space or anything. It's going to get full. So I decided that I needed to have more signatures, less pages, and then my spine would be bigger. So that's where I'm at. So I'm thinking instead of 3 signatures, I would do 4 or 5, but I'm thinking 4 to start. I have a huge amount of ideas. Let me show you. Okay, so this is my container that's all different ideas of ephemera, and they're from the 50 stack challenge that Amy Crafty Cat does. It's Roxy's weekly challenge that I did a whole year and I'm still doing it. There's my ideas, there's other people's ideas that I've seen. So what I did is tried to keep all my ideas in here, at least 1 or 2 of each of them. So all of these have to go in my idea book. So I'm thinking I might have to have more than 1 book. But I definitely knew that I couldn't do 3 signatures with a lot of pages. It would just totally alligator mouth. So I'm thinking I'm going to do 4 to start, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to move this out of the way. My ideas, instead of putting my ideas in a bin, I will then add them to a journal. So if I need to make 2 of these, I can do that. That's fine. Okay, so what I've done is I printed out a bunch of these papers. These are all Cheryl Francis, and I thought they would be the fronts and various pages in the journal. So, and I did the same thing to all of them. I printed one, and then I opened it again, flipped it, and put it next to the other one. So these are the different pages. And I did notice that I printed a couple duplicates, but it doesn't really matter, does it? Like, these are duplicates, but it doesn't matter because it's my journal and it's an idea journal. And what I did then is I went in and opened up Louisa Heinzel's Color Pendium. I use this constantly, her Color Pendium grouping of papers, and I added backs to these papers. So what we need to do is pick out 4 covers, and then I pulled out some coffee dyed, some craft, and we'll go from there. We'll add pages. I'm thinking instead, I normally put in 8 pages in a signature. I was thinking maybe we would do 5 or 6. That would make it not quite so full. So anyway, let's go ahead. Let me pick. I really love this. I really love this. But I don't know, this goes like this direction. This one I just printed this morning. and I loved it. I don't know. Let's fold them, and I'm gonna, if I fold them, I'll know more about what I want for the covers. Did I print on, oh, I did print on the back of both of these. I guess it doesn't matter. Or, right? Like, who really cares? Put that at the bottom because I have the double of that. Okay. I had them all folded once and thinking 3 signatures, and I had coupled together, and I thought, oh no, I have to unfold if I'm going to change the number of signatures. So we want to do, let's say 4 signatures. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to do 1, 2, I want a dark one, so maybe 2 dark ones, 3, 4, something like this. Let's alternate that. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got kind of a lighter, a darker, a lighter, and a darker. Okay, there's 4. Then I know I want a coffee dyed in each one. So some of these were already folded in my page part. So we'll put a coffee dyed in each one. So there's 4 of those. Let's just stick them inside. 1, 2, 3. And it doesn't really matter the order. I just think cover wise I'd like to alternate and have light dark like that, you know, or dark light, whatever. Okay, and then we have craft paper, but before do we want to put a craft paper in next? If we do, it'll be 1, 2, that'll be 3, 4 in a center. These could be our center pages. 4, I have one of those as a cover, yes. So I'm going to hold this one aside. Okay, let's do our craft next, and I had some of these folded already, so. I'm kind of excited to get started on this. Every time I add something to my bin up there, I realize that I need to get cracking, get crack-a-lacking on an idea journal. And what's cool about that is right now I have to pull that bin down and start going through everything to get ideas. This way it should all be in a book that sits right in front of me. I can pull the book out, look through it. So I'm kind of excited about that. Okay, so then we want to put another page in, and I pulled some pages. And we have duplicates here. We have a duplicate that, okay, this one I haven't printed on, so let's put that aside real quick. So I'm thinking that this could be a center in one of these others. So let's make this a center here. Okay. And then let's make this one a center there. And this one, I'll make this one a center. Or do we want to make this one? I'm looking at, oh, these are both kind of dark inside. I guess this is 2. Let's make this a center. 3. And then this one, let's make that a center. Okay, so now we have 4 pages, 1, 2, 3 in the center. So we need another page in each. So we've got these. Okay, so if I want to maybe put this like this, I like that. That makes 5. This one, it's got kind of a beige on the outside. Well, I kind of like this. But I might like this in between the coffee dyed and this, like this, I think. Yes, okay. They don't, you know, I'm so matchy-matchy. I was like, okay, I got to have a coffee dyed second, a craft third, whatever. And it's really hard for me to break out of that whole idea of everything being the same. But I'm working on it, people. I'm working on it. Okay, let's put this one in, and we will put this one in between here as well, like this. Then we need another one for here. And I have this one, but I have some other pages that I was looking at doing. This is one that was in my book that I had done, made a page out of it. But the fact that it has a belly band and that on it, I'm not sure I want to use that. That's part of that as well. And that's just a plain paper. What if we used maybe this one in here? I think that would be okay. Okay, so now they should each have 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center. Love it. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center. And 1, 2, 3, 4 in the center. Beautiful. Okay, we've got our signatures all done. So the next step is going to make a cover so that we can sew these in. So to make a cover, what I did is I pulled this. Sometimes when I flatten my cardboard and that, I cut the fronts off and the center pieces off. And I store them that way. But I thought I'll pull one down so you can just see the whole process. So the first thing we want to do is, I'm thinking that I want to do it 9 by 6. If I do it 9 by 6, 5.5, yeah, it'll give us a 1/2 inch. So if I do 9 by 6, so I want to cut these up, and I usually do that with my scissors because this is so tall. I don't have a craft knife, so I usually do this part with my scissors. And what I normally do is I look at the scored part and I cut. I know that this is wider than what I need, but I want this as wide as I can keep it. So I cut to the outside of the score in the middle, or the inside on the covers. So I'm just going to cut straight up by the score line. I will end up taping this back together, but I want to leave enough room where it folds really well. So instead of trying to just reinforce the center, I'm going to go ahead and cut it apart and try to make it work. So the very first thing I want to do is get my cutter down. And I need to make some straight edges so that I can make these straight. And this I know will not fit in my cutter this direction. Like, yeah, it won't fit. So I need to make a straight cut, top or bottom. So I'm going to just start with making a cut like that. Now I know that this is straight. Okay, and I want to measure up. If this is straight, it doesn't matter whether this is or this is yet. Let's do that on both so that I don't keep pulling it back here. Okay, so now we know this one is straight too. So then normally I just leave that there and I kind of work around it, but I don't want to do that with you here. So then I'm going to take this straight edge and I'm going to lay it on a line here that's at like a particular inch. Okay, and I'm going to go 6 inches. I want to go 6 inches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, no. I want to go 9 inches. So we want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because I've got this turned sideways. So let's do that again. If we do 9 inches. Or Tommy, you could just turn it and start at 10 and go to 19. How about that? Would 19 be on camera? Yes. Okay, let's do that. So we're going to put this right at our 10-inch line, and I'm going to go to 19. And I'm going to draw that with my pencil. So that makes this 9 inches long. And I'm going to do the same to the other one. This is our straight edge here. I'll put that at 10. And we're going to cut to 19. Okay. Okay, so then we want to get our cutter and we want to make that cut. And that gives us the height of our journal. And I am looking at my wire, and I want my wire, my cutting wire, to be right on that line. Okay. And do the same with this one, because you need to have these squared off. And because we don't know whether these are even or not, I can only go by this one line. So I'm lining this up. Then now they'll fit in here, and I can turn them and do 6 inches. And I know this is a straight edge, okay? And I know this is a straight edge. So if we want to do, I want to do it this way. Okay. So we want to go to 6 inches, which is right here. And if I hold this flat at 6, it looks like that's uneven. So let's try this way. If I hold this to 6, it looks kind of the same. So I'm going to move it out, knowing that this is a straight edge, and I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Okay, and then make an assumption that now this is a straight edge. I'm going to hold that at 6. And cut that. There we go. So this should be 6 by 9. Okay, we'll do the same here. I'm just going to make a cut first. And then I'm going to turn it. I'm going to do 6 inches. There. Oh no. Oh no, did I just change that? Oh, poop. Yep, I cut it down shorter. Oh, poop. Okay. We're going to get a different piece. That's all. Easy enough. So we need a straight edge. And we need a straight edge here. Okay, perfect. Now if I turn it this way, I should be able to go 6. And then 9. So I want to go and that should be 6 by 9. I hope. Okay, let's. Yes, they are perfect. Okay, so then we also need a spine. And what I'm thinking is, if I hold these up and I don't do anything with them, like I don't try to clamp them, I want to measure this distance. So I need a spine that's about 3.5 to 4 inches. So let's see how wide our piece was. It's about 3.25. I think I want to do 3.5. So I think I'm going to take a piece of this cover, okay? And we know that we want to cut it down to about 9 inches, but I'm going to go a little bit taller because I don't know if that's a straight edge. 9 inches. And we want to make a straight edge. And then we want to go 3.5. So let's do it this way. There's 3.5. It'll be a nice wide spine. That's good. Okay. So we've got our pieces. I can't tell you how much I love having a new cutter. Let me get rid of all these little pieces. And all of these here, any extra pieces, these go in my cardboard on my cart because I will use them for belly bands and all of that kind of stuff. If they're too skinny, I won't use them, but I make tags and everything out of them. So let's get these put away. Okay, so the next step is to put this together. So if I hold these and I want, okay, what did I do? Did I pick up the wrong piece? No, that's right. Did I just cut this the wrong? I must have cut this the wrong. It's 9.25, Tommy. I love that new cutter. That was operator error, not cutter error. Let's try this again. We want 9. There we go. This is my life, people. This is my life. Some people might want to live it. Some people might not. But it is what it is. Okay. So now they look way better. And I want to leave a space in between right here, about the same on both sides. Okay, and then I'm going to use my linen tape. You can use Tyvek, excuse me, you could use whatever kind of tape. I had this on hand when I was doing mixed media and I was mounting things. So I was mounting prints. So I had this on hand. So I'm just continuing to use this. When I run out, I might invest in Tyvek tape. I'm not sure, but this has worked really well for me. It's called self-adhesive linen hinging tape. So I'm just going to measure a piece like this. And I want 2 of them. They don't have to be exact size. It can be a little shorter, be a little longer, it doesn't matter. And this is self-adhesive, it's like got peel, like a sticker, it peels back. Okay, like this. Perfect. And if you feel inclined to tape both sides, you can do that. I'll show you what I do. I just want to try and get this as, you know, as fairly straight. There's no rhyme or reason to this other than just eyeball and make it look fairly straight and about the same distance as this one. That's all. And all that does by leaving that gap is make it really easy for your cover to open and close, like, you know, the way it's hinged. Voila. Okay. Okay, so then I probably should have just measured 3 because I usually take another one. Another piece like this. And I'm going to cut this in half. I just fold it because it just makes it easier. It's a better guide for me. Perfect. And then I just use those pieces for this back side. I don't have to worry about holding anything together because it's already taped. So I have more problems peeling stickers than that. I don't know if anybody else does, but it's just not good for Tommy. Okay, and then we just want to lay this down on this one. And we're going to lay the other one down on this side. And it just reinforces both sides. That's all. And like I said, you could use Tyvek tape. You can get that in any hardware store, True Value, Lowe's, Home Depot. I'm not sure what stores you have near you. Perfect. Okay, so I kind of decided that I think I would like to cover this in paper, but I don't have a lot of 12 by 12 paper. So I'm gonna have to figure this one out. So, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to distress all the way around and maybe sand this a little bit. I want to make sure these are going to fit in there. Beautiful, great room for expansion. I'll be able to put, you know, a centimeter or two in between each one. Perfect. I think that's going to be great. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and distress everything and maybe see what I can do for papers that we would want to put on this. Or fabric, I'm not sure. But I will pause this and I will be back. Okay, I decided I need to probably sand the top. If I'm going to use paper, I want to rough up this top, and I'm probably going to put some gesso on because it'll probably take the distress better. So I thought I'll just show you. I'm using this little sanding tool. You could use sandpaper if you want. I don't have any in here. And I'm just roughing up. Mainly, I want these edges because those are the ones that I'm going to distress. And I want to make sure that any paper I use for the cover will adhere to this. So I could have done this before I taped it. Not a bad idea. Doesn't really matter. Okay. But I thought I would just show you this part. And then what I'll do is I'll turn the camera off. I'll go ahead and gesso it and let that dry, and then I'll distress it. And then I will come back. I love that color. Okay, I'm gonna cut away and clean this up, gesso, distress, and I will be back. Okay, So I am back with, I gessoed this side. This will be the outside. I gessoed it, and then I ended up distressing it in walnut stain all the way around. And of course it looks different if it's on gesso or if it's on plain paper. Then I also distressed the inside and every place where my gesso leaked underneath. So then I went ahead and I was trying to pick out papers for the front. And I came up with, of course, I'm always trying to use up papers that I have on hand. And I had these papers, and green is my favorite color, and I found 2 different shades. And I love this. So, I'm thinking I will do one of these shades of green on the outside and one on the inside. Wow, these look different, don't they? To me. Anyways, I thought I would do maybe a black spine because I'm going to do black. I think I'm going to bind this with elastic bands so I can pull the signatures in and out to work on them. So I was kind of thinking if I use this green, I can get, because we want to do just inside here, and this is 6 inches, we should be able to get 2 pieces out of 1 sheet. Probably would have enough to do the spine too, but I kind of thought I would do the spine in the black, but we'll see. So the first thing we want to do is we want to cut this off, or we want to cut 6 inches across. So let's do the 6 inches first. Let's move this. Oh, I got coffee, I got my cover, I got papers. How fun. Really, isn't it fun? Okay, so we want, oh, I just love my new cutter. So we got 6 inches, okay? But I want to leave it just inside, I think, of this. So if we, let me see how I want to do this. If I want to leave it just inside, maybe by that much, then I want to cut it maybe right there. And I don't know what that is, so we're going to find out in just a second. If I put that right on where my wire is, it's actually gotta find my spot. Oh, there we are again. I lost it for just a second. It's actually about 5 3/4. But it's funny that, maybe I'll pull this all the way down. It's funny that it's not, oh, there it is. So this has to be down below the paper. I thought it wasn't even. Okay. So I want to go, it's actually just shy of 5 3/4. So let's do that. Oh, no. No, 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 no. No, Tommy, no. Okay, we don't want to do 6. Oh, yeah, we do. We can do it that way. But then it would sit sideways. Okay. No, 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 no. We want to go 5 3. Let's do 5 3/4, a little beyond 5 3/4 this way. Okay, so this way the design goes up and down. Much better. But this way we want to do 8 3/4. I am so sorry. I haven't thought this through. This is what happens when you do something for the first time. Because we want to do our height first, and that way it saves more here. So we're going to do maybe there. If I need to trim it, I can, but we'll try there, okay? And then we want to do a little over 5 3/4. So let's do maybe there. Okay. And then we'll do another one. I'm looking at my lines up there, so. Okay, hopefully, if I did this right, we'll have a piece for the front and a piece for the back. So let's just see. A piece for, oh, beautiful. Look at that. Tommy, you did do good, even though you tripped up in the beginning. Okay, I love it. Now, do we want to do black in here? Or do we want to see if we can get a piece of this green in here? I don't think it'll fit. Because if I cut it to there, it will leave too much. So let's do my original thought, which was black. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay. So, without thinking it through like I don't normally do, first thing I'm going to do is try and cut this off, this branding strip. And I'm going to go just below the hole that's there. Okay. I will save that because I'll use double-sided tape and make that like a piece of washi, sort of, kind of. Okay, and then directional, it looks like it goes this way. So I want to go 9 by, no, yeah, I want to go 9 by, okay, this is where we need to measure. And if I put it in here, and want to leave just a smidge, then I want to cut maybe right there. Okay, let's see if I can get that right there by my wire here. I love this cutter, but I'm not used to it yet. Where did I put the line? Oh, there it is. But I am not used to it yet. So it's going to take a little getting used to. Where's my line? Okay, there's my line. Okay. Scary. And then we have to measure how high we want it. How tall. So if we put that, oh, that's like perfect. If we put that right there. Actually, we want to make it the same height as this. Okay. This is where you have to remember, be able to see your lines on black paper, right? Okay. Something like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and glue that down. And then honestly, I think that we might call this a video and I'll come back and we'll continue. So I'm going to go ahead and glue it down. I am going to use walnut stain to distress though. And so let's see, we want to distress these. Okay, love it. And this, we're just kind of covering up the white space on the side of the paper because the paper's white on the back. And believe it or not, even though it's really thin, this is it's not a cardstock, but it's a heavier scrapbooking paper. Believe it or not, even though it's thin, you will see white space if you don't distress or do something. You can run a marker along the side of that. You can run a little paint, something, but you just want to cover up that white. But I think it goes like that. And this one, I just wanted to stress a little bit more in the corners here. I just like the look of that. I don't know. Okay. And then to glue it down, I think I'm going to go ahead and use my, this is Tacky Glue Plus. Art glitter glue. Maybe I should use Fabri-Tac. I don't know. Let's try this and see what happens. This is for me, so I want it to be sturdy, but I'm not going to be real particular about it just because it's for me. If it were something I was going to sell in my Etsy shop, I certainly would be. I think I'm going to use Fabri-Tac just because it comes out so much easier, and I'm sure of it. Or let's use, we can use this. We can use our bookbinding glue, right? And I will get a brush, and we will brush that because that will work. I want to make sure that I get it all the way out to the edges. Oh, that went on really easy, like that. Okay. Let's look at the direction. It needs to go like this. Okay, and then we can do the other one. This is PVA glue. Permanent PVA adhesive, dries clear, remains flexible. There's a couple, I have a couple different kinds of this. I actually repaired a Bible for somebody, so I wanted to be sure that I had a glue that was going to really hold well. She was much older, has since passed away, but has passed her Bible down. And luckily it was done, and this is a distant relative, and she passed it on to my niece, who now has it, and now it's all fixed. I actually had to redo the covers. I scanned them and then fixed them in Photoshop to bring them back to their old, how they looked originally. Oh, I love this. Okay, and then we just want to do our centerpiece. Whoops. Take the top off, Tommy. I'm really excited about finally getting this done. I know I've talked about it in all my videos, you know, that every time I do like a Rachel's weekly challenge, or now I'm doing Amy's 50 stack challenge 8, that I need to have an idea book. And I just never did it. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm in between things and I think it's time to do it. Okay. I haven't figured out how I'm going to decorate the cover or whatever. It's not that important. This is not a journal that, you know, that's going to anybody. It's going to be sitting on my desk. And what I'm going to see mostly is the spine right here. Look at this. Is this great or what? Oh, I just love it. Okay, we want to just make sure that we've got all our edges pushed down and glued. All right, guess what, people? We have it. So I think what I'm going to do is off camera. Oh my gosh, I love it. Let's hold our, where's our signatures? Oh, I covered them up. So they'll go right in here. And I think I may even make another signature. I'm not sure, but this should be good. Because then when I fill this up, it should have plenty of room. Oh, I love it. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and figure out how I want to cover the inside. And on the next video, we will put our holes in and put our elastic on and get our signatures in there, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers, past, present, and future. Please, everybody, when you go and watch a video, before you even start watching it, go ahead and hit the like button. It shows the person who created that video that you're supporting them. If it's really a video that you don't like, you can always unlike it at the end. But this way you know, I used to watch a video and then go on to the next video and I would forget to give them a like and let them know I was there. So this way, if you do it in the beginning, they know who was that somebody was there and was interested in their video. So right now, drop down and give me a like. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you in the next video, which would be our second of the series. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.